I've been in early intervention for the last 24 years. The last 14 of those years have been here with this company. I've had many roles and worn many hats within those 14 years. I started out here as a clinician. I was an ABA therapist, and then I was an evaluator. I was given the evaluations department because I was doing evals for the company. I headed that department for a bit. I became then the director of early intervention, went into compliance. I headed the compliance department. Then I became the person to open up centers and headed, all the centers that we had in New York. And now I am the VP of operations for ACPEI. I ensure, compliance. I make sure that we're following regulations, New York State, New York City. It's highly regulated field. I make sure that, we are increasing our footprint, making sure that we are, reaching out to those communities that are in need of our services, ensuring that we stay updated in the clinical field. So whether that be clinical workshops that we're sending staff to, or even presenting in colleges. Moving into early intervention, that's almost like having an opportunity to mold and these little lives and intervene early on, where you can actually see the progress being made. So it's a huge difference, and it's really for me it's just a different type of gratifying experience, because you do see a lot of progress with these little ones, and especially if you catch them at this age, at such an early age, you're able to kind of be able to be part of that. And the best feeling is, whether you're working directly with these children, which I have as a clinician, or whether you're part of the system to ensure that underserviced communities are receiving these services. So early intervention is for children ages 0 to 3 years of age, and it's for children who are developmentally delayed or developmentally disabled. So we're rendering services for auto-eligible children, which means children that already have a diagnosis. They come with a medical diagnosis, and so those children are automatically found eligible in the EI program. And then the other ones could be anything where speech delay, it's only a speech delay, but early intervention really focuses on the 5 domains. So you have, the social emotional, the adaptive, the physical part, the speech, and then we do gross motor and fine motor. The physical is split in 2. One of the things that ACP strives to do, and I'm completely 100% in line with this philosophy, is access to care, accessibility, really making an effort to go into those communities, underserved communities, where it would be hard to get certain resources or services. If you talk to the team, the early intervention team, we have a lot of experience, a lot of veterans in this team. They're very passionate about what they do. And it really, you can see it in their work. You can see it in the customer service that they give to families. They're great models, they're great role models, great trainers. They won't ask anyone or to do anything they wouldn't do. They love the training component of working with other staff members. They have this energy, and they're working not just with staff but with families. They're speaking to families regarding diagnoses, regarding things that families could do at home. We also try to reach out to different community leaders. We make sure that, a lot of the community leaders get educated as well, so that they're able to kind of trickle down that information. So you see our outreach department, they're hitting, shelters, they're hitting mommy and me's pediatrician offices, they're hitting, WIC offices. So we collaborate with a bunch of different social service programs. We collaborate with shelters. We collaborate with ACS to ensure that, again, going back to, underserved communities, to make sure that, we spread the word and make sure that they understand, that the community understands what early intervention is, and that ACPEI has been here doing this for eons. And we have a lot of qualified staff. We have LBAs. We have, staff that has been working for us for, again, anywhere from 10 to 25 years themselves. So this is what I kind of feel makes ACPEI one of the leaders in this field. We offer free screeners for daycare centers, Head Starts, and even when there's, fairs, hospitals, when they have fairs, they constantly are calling us because they know that we're here and we're a major part of the community, and we love educating. I think it's creating some type of rapport with the team, having some type of relationship, not keeping it so formal at times. This is social services, we get burned out. So knowing your audience and really touching base with them, not just on work related things, but, taking one step further and actually putting in an effort to get to know them a little bit more outside of their role within the company. I think that's, for starters, and also checking in on them, having that constant communication, the opportunity, giving them the opportunity to discuss with me any concerns they may have or any challenges they may have, and making sure that there's an open door policy, that they understand that they can come to me with anything, and and I'll help them and I'll walk them through what the best solution for whatever it is will be. But at the end of the day, I think it's really kind of trying to create a rapport with your team, just being honest with your staff, and just being human. The one that resonates with me the most is clinical excellence. I think with that being the first thing in the forefront, I think everything else falls right after. It just comes automatically. When I confide in my clinical team, and I confide in the clinical directors or the clinical leaders, I know that they are, instilling that hope in families through the work that they're doing. I know that customer service is there. I know that their clinical excellence, that their ethics is top notch. So I think with that clinical, excellence, I think everything else on that list it's automatically comes, with that. And how lucky am I to have worked with these children? How lucky am I to have worked with, this one child whose mom hugged me so tight in the elevator? And how lucky am I to be working with this team? Like I said, this team has been working in EI. You have them working here anywhere from 10, you have folks working 10, 20 years in early intervention in the same company, and are excellent, committed, dedicated, and doing the work that I love doing, ensuring that, these families get services that they wouldn't normally have gotten, making sure that we're servicing those, those communities that wouldn't probably have gotten services otherwise.